over the last 3 years, I've been working with a member at my local branch in Bemidji that went through probably one of the worst possible situations you could go through. She's a single mother, just to kind of paint a picture. 3 children. She fell victim to a scam involving social media that led to some fraudulent checks being deposited. And ultimately, at the end of the day, she was out about 15 grand in total. So we take that back just at the base level. $15,000 is a lot of money. I mean, $15 is a lot of money to someone. I think it's all relative, but 15 grand for any of us, I think we can kind of feel that pit in our stomach when we think about having that taken from you. Not only that, the emotional and mental toll that would take on you. So she happened to just pick me that day. I was the member advisor that was tasked with kind of helping her at that moment. Fortunately, we were able to do a loan to kind of recuperate the funds that were lost, but that didn't really clear up everything, right? Now she's got this debt she's paying. She's behind on her bills because we've lost, not only did she lose the fake funds, she lost some of her actual funds too. Like I said, it totaled about 15 grand. She was facing potential delinquencies and stuff on her mortgage. It was just a really terrible situation. So we met every few weeks over really the last 3 years, developing a plan on how she can generate more income, how she can pay off these debts and get her budget kind of in order to fit this new payment and this new life that she kind of had to live, all while still being a single mother, working 3 jobs, trying to be just a normal everyday person. And this whole thing centered around her falling victim to something that she thought she was helping out someone like her. It was a single mom, gave her a story that she needed some checks deposited and money sent because of the life situation she was in. So there was really no monetary benefit for her to do this in the first place. I think
she was just being a really good person.
Yeah. So that was the tougher thing about the whole situation is it wasn't like she was trying to gain anything financially. It was she was trying to help someone, and that speaks to this individual's character. So that got exploited. And again, I think most people, you could find a valid reason to say, well, I have nowhere to go from here, but that's the opposite of what she did. So obviously we had some work that we did with her budget, and kind of saying, this is our life now, we have to live with it. But she picked up a 3rd job. She really focused and harnessed in on her budget and where every dollar she had was going, still taking care of her children. And like I said, this was about 3 years ago, and the loan was, I think, 60 months. Again, about a little under 15 grand was the loan. And I got a call about a month and a half ago from her. I have her name saved on my phone, so I know it's her when she calls. And it was a Thursday, and she called me and told me, hey, I just want to let you know I paid off that loan. So so I was like immediately just frazzled and just had a shot of adrenaline, because I knew, I'm like, that can't be right. You're 2.5 years ahead of pace. But sure enough, I pulled up the membership and it was paid. And she said it so like calm and just cool, because you could just feel the confidence radiating off of her. And it was such a change from where we started. So I told her, all right, I promised you when this day would come when you paid it off, because you told me all this time, you'll never pay this thing off. You'll never do it. That we're going to have a party. I'm going to buy you a cake. We're going to celebrate this because it's something worth celebrating. We're going to take something terrible. We're going to turn it into something worth celebrating. And I told her, all right, next Friday, I need a week to get this ready, but next Friday, can you come to the branch? And she's like, yeah, I'll be there. I'm like, okay, what kind of cake do you like? And we kind of worked on that. Second I hung up, I shut my door. I'm like, I'm not doing any more work until we get this sorted. So called the local bakery, and it's so funny. It was a member that answered the call. I don't think I shared this on the Loop post, but I kind of filled her in on the details of what I could. And I just said, look, this is someone that had the worst possible thing happen to her, and we're going to celebrate. And I want it to be a cake that screams, it needs to be chocolate first and foremost. That's the only thing I care about. But it needs to be joy and positivity, and just, I want it to reflect the work that she put in. So I got the call on Friday to go pick up the cake, and then she came to our branch at the end of the day. We had streamers and noisemakers, and it was very loud. We're not going to do that much loudness. I think we scared all the members, but she was emotional. It was a happy tears, but she told me like no one's ever celebrated her like this. So super emotional, just because I had seen the last 3 years, been with her, every month, kind of chatting with her, and we even just talked just to share stuff about our families and stuff. So like I said, complete stranger to someone I consider a friend. I'm so proud of her, but that's what the cake symbolized. I knew that you would kind of bring that up, but the key was just to celebrate those little victories and the big ones too. So
Affinity Plus is federally insured by the NCUA.